Hello, guys. This is Paul McQuarter live from our control room, wishing you a happy new year. Hey, this is a new day. It's a new year. It's a new decade, and want to welcome you guys. I see several of you are already out there, and so it's great to have you there. You guys, give me a comment. Are you hearing me? Are you seeing me? Is everything live? Because you never do know quite for sure if things are going to work. So let's see. Yes, Cap, liftoff. Okay, there was a stupid blue screen problem on Windows 7. Yeah, there's a lot of problems with Windows. We were chatting in the chat room a little bit about Windows. I hate Windows. And it seems like my whole life I've been trying to get away from Windows, but then there is always one silly program that I need that doesn't run on Linux. And so right now I use Wirecast to do this live broadcast. And for the types of things I'm doing, I haven't found a substitute for Windows yet. But I am dreaming of the day that I can blast Windows off of all my computers and out of my life. Okay, welcome. Okay, let's see. Jonah got a thumbs up. Welcome, Mayor. Everything's great. Loud and clear. Nelson, okay, welcome. Okay, Saini, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce your name right. Welcome, yes. Okay, Big Dog's great play. Okay, good to go. Yes, everything is okay. All right, everyone is there. All right, how was your New Year's, guys? Did you guys have a good New Year's celebration last night? I'll tell you, I didn't do a whole lot. I just kind of spent the time with my family and enjoyed the time with my family. But hope you guys had it. We're trying to give people a little bit of time here to join us, and so I'm just kind of watching the comments as we are doing this, and we will jump in and get started. What I need you to do, though, is, as always, I need you to go and pour yourself a nice big mug of coffee. Since it's a little nippy outside, I have hot coffee. But then, because this might go long, I also have iced coffee. So I have double coffee today. Okay, it looks like we've got some people joining us out there. We will give them a little bit longer. And then I am just trying to do a little bookkeeping here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of try to get feedback from you guys about what you might be interested in. And then what I would also like to do is I would also like to kind of give you a preview of some of the things that I think are very exciting that will be coming up here in the next year. Let's see. Okay, where's the iced coffee, man? Here's the iced coffee. Can we use ML in Arduino? I do not know what ML is. What is behind you? You want to know what is behind me? Do you really want to know what is behind me? What is behind me is a green screen. Maybe if you guys really want, I can zoom my camera around and show you the studio. It looks pretty high tech. But when you look at it, it's really pretty much of a mess. And so let's see here. I'm kind of giving people a little bit of time to come in. I spent the time, okay, had some people doing Arduino, all right. I want to see you a very warm, happy wish you. Okay, thank you, Abdul. Your Arduino series has been very helpful. Great. Thanks for your Arduino tutorial. And fortunately, I had a different kit. Oh man, yeah. Okay, the Elegu kit is a pretty nice kit. If you guys don't have one, that would be a great one to get. Let me see here. I am coming back over here. Hey, you guys, let me know. Let's see. It's evening here, and I've had too much coffee. Okay. Henrik has had too much coffee already. Can we use machine learning in Arduino? No, machine learning, you really need to move to the most excellent Jetson Nano, which I happen to have here, and I will be showing you some cool things that we're going to be doing on the Jetson Nano. So definitely recommend that if you are going to be machine series on that. High cost, Clenova, welcome. Hello, Guillaume Castre from France. I can't pronounce these names. I'm sorry. I want to tell you hello, so I tell you hello, but don't be offended if I don't pronounce your name right. Hey, you guys, let me know. Yeah, I think if you look in the upper right, if you try to point your cursor in the upper right of the screen, you'll see a card. And if you'll click on that little I, what I would like you to do is I would like you to answer the poll and let me know what lessons are you doing on this channel. Are you guys coming from the Arduino side, the Jetson Nano side, the Fusion 360 side, the 9-axis IMU, or all of the above? So sort of let me know where you guys are coming from. Okay, Drum Wheelie lost me. Uh-oh, that is not good. That is not good. So let's see. Hopefully you guys have not lost me. Okay. Seems like most people are still getting the feed. Okay. So you guys let me know, what lessons are you guys doing? Okay. What lessons are you guys doing? Like you tune in for the live chat today, but as you watch my videos, what are the ones that you are spending most of your time on, or what are you getting the most benefit from? Okay. Happy New Year, GB Silicon. Happy New Year, Carls. Thank you. Carlrus123. From Quebec. All right. So I'm waiting to hear from you guys about what lessons you guys are taking. So Subjoke says all but the Fusion 360. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. The Arduino and the Raspberry Pi side cap. Okay, that's great. I hope you guys like that new series of Arduino tutorials. It's funny, when I look at the statistics, most people are actually on the old tutorial series that I did like 5 or 6 years ago, and I have a much better series, the new ones, but it seems like a lot of the links out there are pointing to the old ones, so people are still going to the old ones. But if you haven't gone to the new ones, make sure that you go to the new ones. The Arduino and Raspberry Pi, okay. Michael Bishton is doing the B&O 055. Was great. What do you mean was great? It is great. I am going to actually show you a preview of some of the lessons that are coming up on the B&O 055 today. So that series is continuing. Numan, okay, love from Pakistan. Love you guys in Pakistan. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Hitomi, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all of you guys. Emery, do you plan different excellent things on your YouTube channel? Yeah, and Emery, that's what I'm going to do today, is I'm going to show you some of the stuff that we will have coming next year. Okay, seems like that we have a lot of people doing the Arduino tutorials. Cheers from Romania. Hey, welcome, welcome. Looks like another Arduino person. Okay, Arduino and Raspberry Pi. Arduino, I only got a few days ago. Dick Dolan only got a few days ago, but on the Arduino. Hey man, I'm glad to hear that you guys are on the Arduino, but it sounds like most of the audience here is doing Arduino or maybe Fusion 360. All right, a Jetson Nano guy. Okay, you guys, you guys that are on the Arduino lessons, I think I'm kind of like in the low to mid 40s lessons that have been released, and those will go on up to about 65 lessons. But you guys got to start thinking, when you get through those 65 lessons, what are you doing next? And what I hope is, I hope I can get some of you guys over working on the Jetson Nano, because I am really, really excited about what we have coming up on the Jetson Nano. I'm going to give you a preview here today. Let's see, Gary says that he's watched number 42 4 times while soldering my current project. Okay, well, great. What if we import a machine learning trained model file into the Arduino? Okay, the thing that I worry about the Arduino and machine learning, it's just a little wimpy processor. The great thing about the Arduino is all the libraries that are out there, and the great thing is how easy it is to work with the GPIO pins. But man, if you want to really start doing machine learning and artificial intelligence, the Jetson Nano is the platform for you. I hear that Top Tech Boy has a great tutorial series on that. Check it out. Okay, Tony is doing LoRa. Lora. Loving the nano lessons. Hey, Richard. Welcome, Richard. Glad to see that you're here and glad that you're liking the nano lessons. Like I say, we've got a little preview of the things that are going to be coming up there. So let's see. Oh, Ohio Teen is doing them all. Hey, man, if you're really a teenager, you have got a great future ahead of you, because if you're doing this stuff in high school, man, when you get to college, watch out. The students that I have, my high school students, are going to college, and I had one of them as a senior in college was given a product, and he had done it as a freshman in high school in my class. And so you can really get ahead if you take all these lessons. Okay, let's see. Can I power Arduino from a 9-volt battery? Yes, you. Ooh, the Nano. No, no, no. The Arduino. Yeah, the Arduino Nano you can run from a 9-volt battery. It will work. The Jetson Nano, not so much. It requires amps, which a 9-volt battery can't. Okay, you got Bertrand, another Arduino guy. Gary. I like the way you struggle. You like the way I struggle, Gary. Okay. Gary, sometimes I think you guys just tune into my lessons kind of like people like to watch NASCARs. They just want to see the wrecks and the crashes, and you get lots of them on my channel. But really, if there's one thing that you can learn from me, it's how to debug. And being a good coder or a good engineer is not doing things perfectly the first time. It's about methodically thinking through a problem, troubleshooting it, and debugging it. And I hope you guys are learning that as you watch me crash and burn on these things. Hey, Simala Vanit, welcome from India. All right, welcome. Okay, we got Bob Sins. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Haven't heard from you in a while. Okay, okay, Cap Electronics, man, you've got big things. You've got a bright future. That if you're tuning in and doing these things in high school, man, you've got a bright future coming to college. Okay, do you guys want to see what's coming up on the Jetson Nano? I'm trying to get some of you Arduino guys at least queued up to start thinking about moving to the Jetson Nano, or thinking when you get through with those Arduino lessons, moving to the Jetson Nano. So I'm going to give you a heads up of what we've got coming up there. Does that sound good? You know what's kind of awkward? There's a 30-second delay from me speaking and you hearing it. So when I ask you a question and no one answers it, I think that you're being rude, when in fact, you just haven't heard the question right. You haven't heard the question yet. I wish they would get rid of that 30-second delay. YouTube, if you're listening, that 30-second delay, it's just slowing us down. Okay, John from Belgium, welcome. Barath, I would love to see you teaching OpenCV with Jetson Nano. Barath, where have you been? I've got a whole series on the Jetson Nano with OpenCV, and that's what I'm going to give you a preview of. Dick, I'm 61. Hey, all right. Not done any programs since the Sinclair Spectrum. All right, I understand that. I started programming in the early 80s. I teach middle school, and students that get into this stuff are really setting themselves up for the future. Oh, yeah. And if you go through this Arduino stuff, middle schoolers, high schoolers can easily learn that. Ravada from Wake Island, welcome. Okay, glad to have you here. Carol, welcome. Okay, Coast, welcome. All right, Brian McGee. Okay, sounds like we've got a nice little group starting here. So let's jump in and see if I can get some of you guys interested in the Jetson Nano. I guess I better move out of your way. And what I'm going to show you here is I'm going to show you, and of course I don't have a pointer. You see, this is why I need help in the control room. I show you upside down pictures. All right, I need help in the control room. All right, let's see if I can get even further out of your way. That was not very helpful. Let's see. Okay, you see here that we have the Jetson Nano, and you can see using Fusion 360. Can you see that? Yeah. Using Fusion 360, I printed a little base, and then I built this little platform. It's a set of brackets with 2 servos. So there's a pan tilt. There is a pan servo and a tilt servo, and then I have a little ELP webcam on top of that, and I am controlling those servos from the Jetson Nano. And so let's take a look at what this thing does. So we will need to switch over. We will need to switch over to the Jetson Nano. And what you can see here, this is the output from the Jetson Nano itself. So right here in this little box, you're looking at the Jetson Nano live, and then on the screen, you're looking at what's coming. You're looking at the Jetson Nano screen is basically what you're looking at. And so what I am going to do is I'm going to fire up Visual Studio, and this is running an OpenCV program, and I am going to put an object of interest. Okay, you're learning a little artificial intelligence today. This blue pin is my object of interest, and so I am going to put it down here, and then I think I will make the view, not that view. I think this would be a good view, and then I am going to fire this program up. And everyone hold their breath, as is our custom. Run, please. Don't crash on live TV. This actually, controlling those servos, it takes a couple of seconds to fire those servos up. And so let's not panic yet. Okay, boom. A lot of stuff happening. Okay, a lot of stuff happening. What's the first thing that you notice happening here? My object of interest has a red box around it. You see, my object of interest has a red box around it. And then what else do you notice looking over here at the camera? Do you see the camera? Okay, do you see the camera? So I'm looking at the pin. I'm looking at the pin and stuff from a webcam, and then I'm also looking at the pin from the ELP, which you see in the upper left, and then I'm looking at the whole thing from another webcam. So lots of cameras going on here, but what you can see is I am grabbing frames from the ELP camera using the Jetson Nano. I'm doing image processing, and then based on what it sees, it is creating this mask, which includes only the object of interest, which is the lower left frame, and then from that it's figuring out where the object of interest is, and it is drawing a box around it. Okay, something wrong with audio, it just disappears sometime. I'm sorry. Let me catch up on the questions, and you guys tell me what is happening here besides it drawing a box around the object of interest. Do you guys see what else is happening? And I'm going to pause and catch up on the questions as you guys are answering my question, which is what is happening here exciting besides just drawing a box around my object of interest? Capital Electronics will move to the Jetson Nano as soon as one is available in South Africa. Okay, man, I know, because I have a home in Africa, and I know how hard it is. And I'm not, South Africa is very developed compared to where I live, so I know how hard that can be. Man, there is a 16-channel servo driver. Joy, you are a very perceptive person, because that indeed is a 16-channel servo driver. I don't know what Pixie 2 is, so I can't answer that. Jonar, amazing. Yeah, audio is fine with Henrik. Could you do a lesson on how to use the NERF 24 LOR1 RF module in Arduino? I do not know what that is, so I will have to look into that. I usually use Wi-Fi radios that I re-provision for a ham band when I need to do heavy-duty RF stuff. AI singularity incoming. Okay, yes, some people have concerns about AI, and I can understand how. Sujo says super cool, amazing. Yes, Big Dogs, great plays. You were the first one to answer the question. What is happening here? Okay. The artificial intelligence is finding the object of interest, and then the camera is what? It is tracking it. Double chest bump. All right. Have you noticed that professional football players, when they score a touchdown or do something good, they go like this? I think engineers should start doing that, right? Because the things we're doing, I think, are more important than the things that the professional football players are doing. And so you guys leave a comment if you think that as engineers we should do this more, or if it just annoys you. Because I know I do annoy people. One of the things I really annoy people with is when I hold my breath and squinch my face when I'm going to compile a program. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry if it annoys people. Okay, Cap saw that it was moving the camera want to learn to make this, well, Hitomi Alice, go to my Jetson Nano tutorials and you'll get there. Now, you guys that are following that tutorial, you're not here yet, right? But this is what's coming up in the lessons that are in this series, all right? So you can sort of see what you are going to be getting to. I think this is pretty exciting. Oh, thank you, Cool Deep, saying that I'm a genius. Actually, I don't think I'm a genius. There's a lot of people that know a whole lot more than I do. But what I know how to do is I know how to put myself in the place of a person who would like to learn something but isn't an expert. And most of the educational material out there is a person assumes you already know what they're trying to teach and you just sit there confused, okay? You just sit there confused. So I think more than me being really, really smart, I think more than that, I know how to teach is maybe what I have going. Okay, ESP32, yep, I'm always thinking about that, but haven't gotten around to it yet. Guess it should be possible to follow the complete pencil. Well, you see, oh, look at that. It found the pen. Huh, look at that. It found the end of the pen. Now it has found that. And so you can see, you get a little clue that what I am tracking on is I am tracking on blue. Okay, I am tracking on blue. Okay, let's see. I'm trying, guys, we're just kind of having a fun time together here on, I'm going to show you some other projects that we have coming up, but it's a good time for us just to chat. So I like looking at these comments. Guys, the channel is doing great. We've got over 120,000 subscribers now. And so what I want to say is that with that many subscribers, I cannot answer your questions in email. So like people send me code and want me to look at it. It's just I get hundreds and hundreds and I can't debug hundreds and hundreds of projects a day. So what your better chance is, post comments on YouTube. And if it's something simple I see, I will tell you, or there's a chance someone else will help you. But I hope you guys will start helping each other out a little bit. Because one of me, 120,000 of you guys, I can't individually help you debug your code. But what I like is I like these live streams because it's a chance for you to ask me questions, give me feedback. It's a time for kind of like more like one-on-one interaction here. So let's see if we can try to... let's see if we can try to catch up on some of these questions, and then I'll jump in, show you a little bit more about this project, show you another project that we have going on. Okay, can you do a series on industrial Internet of Things? I would like to do Internet of Things, but I am not like the world's biggest expert yet. Okay, Big Dogs Play Varsity for the Mind. Hey, that's very nice. Looks expensive. Okay, the Jetson Nano itself is about 99 bucks. And then there's probably, with the camera and servos and stuff, another $50 to $100. So a couple $100 you can get this platform and be working on it. Cheesecake, no, we shouldn't do that. Okay, I'm not sure what you're referring to, Cheesecake, because we're a little out of sync on time, so not sure what you think we should not do. I'm currently trying to get tracking working using the Arduino and ultrasonic sensor. Okay, well that sounds like a good thing to work on. Let's see, engineers should probably click their pen. Okay, are you controlling a car? Jonah is asking Dick Nolan. Okay, how true, so true. Yes, you are. Thank you, Mr. DMC. Okay, I'm just trying to get to find and track closest object. Okay, closest object should be pretty good. Mayor, you're correct. I am tracking color. You see, I want to show you the easiest way possible so that you can kind of get into artificial intelligence. And there's a lot of things you can track on. The simplest things that you can track on are color, motion, and shape. So we're going to do those, and so you learn the basics. Then we can come in and start developing our cascades or downloading cascades, recognizing faces, understanding the difference between a face, a person, and a cat, understanding, like distinguishing, learning who people are. All that's a natural extension of the basics, which is tracking on something simple, which is color, to tracking on something harder, which is an individual person's face. Okay, Mike Downs, thank you for the kind words. Barack from Turkey, hey, how are you doing? Would love to visit Turkey someday. Mary from Ireland. Mary, whoa, We have a female. You know, we have a demographics problem on this channel. When I look, 99% of the audience for my videos are men and 1% women. And what we all know is women are smarter than men. We know that they're more organized than men. We know that they're more clever than men. We know that they're more creative than men. And so women would be much, much better engineers than men, but we need to get more women into engineering. So, Mary, if you really are Mary, and if it's not Bob using Mary's computer, welcome. Okay, welcome. Mike, thank you. Gary, I'm back because my phone ran out of battery. Okay. Happy New Year from Nigeria. Oh, Salit, I would love to visit Nigeria. I have a home in Africa and very, very much love Africa. I've been all over Africa, but I haven't been to Nigeria. Aman, hello, hello from India. Okay, you guys, welcome, 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 welcome. All right, so let's look at this program over here. And you can see that I am tracking on the blue pen. Let's see if I can track on the red pen. And to show you that, I will need to pull this over. That's the wrong view. Okay, let's see if we can try this and then come over here. Let's see if I can track on that red pin. Okay, so I'm going to come here like this. Do you see how I dialed in that red pin? If you look in the lower left, I dialed in the red pin, but the blue pin is a little bit still a better choice, so it's selecting it. But now I'm going to tune out the blue. And then I am tracking on what? I am tracking on red. Yes, look at that. Tracking on red. Okay. That, I think, is pretty neat. And if I can track on color, the next thing that is easy to track on is motion and shapes, okay? And then when we get to more complicated shapes, we would be tracking on like a person's face. Okay, let me look some more of these. Let me look at some more of these comments. Let's see, we have Nelio from Cape Verde. Where is Cape Verde? Is that a country or is that a municipality or is that a state? Where is Cape Verde? Nathaniel from the Netherlands. Hey, I have been to the Netherlands at least 4 or 5 times. You guys have wonderful chocolate. And it is a very, very nice place to visit. The people have always been very nice to me there. Love the Netherlands. I was visiting Philips. Whoa, Samuel removed his message. Why did you remove your message? Okay. Let's see. Maybe we know, just don't tell them. Not sure what that's in response to. Some of these I don't completely understand. Happy New Year's, Boz81. Happy New Year's. Robin Edmondson just started following your channel, still at early Arduino stages, but learning lots. Okay, that is great. Does the Jetson Nano have facial recognition? Does Johnny Cash sing bass? Yes, the Jetson Nano has facial recognition. And that's one of the things we're working towards. But this is the problem, Mr. Ohio Teen Tech. If you go to the NVIDIA site, what they do is they say, load this program, run this command, do this, and you're just typing in things you don't understand, and boom, it does facial recognition. But there's no way you would ever be able to do anything on your own. So in my series of tutorials, I go all the way back to the start, and I teach you such that you can write your own artificial intelligence programs. You can do your own machine learning, your own training. So I'm really showing you how to do it. And so it will do facial recognition and I've done facial recognition on it just in my series of lessons. I have not gotten there yet. Okay, Cape Verde is in Africa, a couple of island near Africa. Okay, is that East Africa or West Africa? Do you want to see my house in Africa? Okay. We got off on Africa. You guys triggered me. You want to see my house in Africa? There it is. Is that not beautiful? Wish I was there right now. Another view showing you the lovely Nile River. And these are some of my people that do the work to keep things looking nice. But I digress. Let's get back to our Jetson Nano and let's get back to our questions. Okay, Wagas Khan. Mr. Paul, I've been watching your channel and learning how to make projects on the Arduino, then learned using Raspberry Pi. Now this new session, love it. Okay, great. Hey, let's see. So the Raspberry Pi lessons, I really need to do those as well. The kind of stale lessons that I have are the Raspberry Pi lessons and the Fusion 360 lessons. So I need to redo those at some point. The thing that gets me is Fusion 360 keeps changing their interface. So some of the stuff that I show in those lessons don't work anymore, or don't work that way anymore, and people are getting frustrated. But I'm frustrated with Fusion 360 because they keep tweaking things like, well, we'll do it this way instead of that way, and they're not meaningful changes, and they kind of break my tutorials that way. Okay, let's see. Yes, that is very beautiful. Thank you, Mary. Let's see. Okay, is facial recognition fail if we put pic of the same person? How to handle this? I think the facial recognition would recognize a picture of a person just like a person. Okay. Really loved your explanation about the GPS. Yeah, I'd like to do a new GPS series as well. I would really like to do a new GPS series as well. Okay, do you guys think this is as cool as I do? I would try to track a green pin, but if you look back behind me, and I can move it just by doing this, you see, you guys, somebody was asking earlier what was behind me. Well, what you can see was behind me. Oh, I am not tracking on red very well now, am I? I need to tune my parameters. So one of the things that kind of makes it hard is, as you move the camera around, it does an auto white balance. And when that happens, then it loses, there it is. Okay. So if you look at what's really behind me here is it's a green screen. And then what I can do with that green screen is other shots in place of the green screen, you see. So I have all these different cool backgrounds that I can use in place of the green screen. But because there is a green screen behind me, what that means is that these little webcams try to do an auto white balance, and then when that happens, I kind of lose my lock on. I lose my lock on the item because it perceives it as a different color. So I won't try to track a green pin because with the green screen back behind me, that would just be too hard. Okay, let's get back to the questions. I got another demo to show you. For you guys following along on the B&O 055, is anybody following along on that series? Anybody? Because I'm having a lot of fun with that as well. Okay, do you make a hardware list available for what you are using for the Jetson stuff? Yes, just go to Jetson Nano, lesson number 1. Look down in the description. It has links. Hook a brother up, use those links, and you can get all your Jetson Nano gear. And it's no more expensive using those links. It's just I get a little bit of coffee money from Amazon. And then in one of the later lessons, I'll show you what you need as far as the camera. If you have a webcam, any webcam would work. Or if you get the first list of stuff, you could just use the camera that we have with the first stuff. And so really these servos, I think, were $10 and the bracket was $10. And so it's not that much to get this whole thing going. I recommend your Fusion 360 tutorials to everyone. Okay, great, Mary. I'm going to try to redo those when I have time. I opened up Fusion 360 the other day, and I couldn't do it. I'd forgotten a lot of what I knew, and they had changed everything. And I have this student, and he had to come and sit and design this little base for me because I'd sort of lost my Fusion 360 skills. Okay, and I went after for more info, but I couldn't find it. I don't know why, but can be because the GPS is a different version. Okay, could I use the Nano to interface with a Tamagotchi? I don't know what that is. Okay, looks your cough is gone. Hey, you know, guys, in the springtime, when the cedar comes out in West Texas, I get allergies and I kind of get a lingering cough. I am not sick. I don't have a cold. I don't have an infection. It's just that pollen in the air is very irritating. And if I make, if I make 60 videos in a couple of weeks or a 14-day period, you guys think that I always have a cough. No, it's like 2 weeks a year. It just happens to be the 2 weeks that I'm making videos. Okay, so I'm very healthy. I don't have a cold. I don't have throat cancer or anything like that. Okay, Cliff Chisholm is following the Nano. Great. The B&O series. Quaternion, hey, welcome. Great to have you. Great to have you here. Okay, we got some guys following the B&O 055. Okay. What camera are you using for the pan? Okay, what I am using right now for the pan tilt is I'm using this ELP camera, but you can also just use one of these Logitech cameras. Either one works exactly the same. It's just the Logitech has a more fixed focus range, and the ELP you can focus to great distances. And so because the ELP has a greater focus range, I kind of like using it. Or you could use the Raspberry Pi camera that you're going to get with the Jetson Nano if you order from my links. And then that Raspberry Pi camera, you would just need to figure out a way to mount to this bracket. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can make it work. And in the lessons, I show you really there's just a command to fire up the camera. It's pretty straightforward. And in fact, let me show you that over here. If we come back over here, trying to be mindful that you are seeing what I am trying to show you. If you want to turn on the webcam using OpenCV and Python on the Jetson Nano, really it is just one command, and it is cam is equal to cv2.video capture, and then this particular camera, since I have a lot of them connected, this is camera number 2. Or if you want to fire off the Raspberry Pi camera, you would give it this command with the parameter cam set, and then I define cam set. So 2 lines of code. So really, this stuff is very straightforward to do that. Okay. Oh, the camera went sad. Okay. Oh, so we lost our. Did we lose our tracking? Did we lose our tracking? Oh. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're back. Happy camera. All right. Agree, changing the user interface for Fusion makes it hard to learn. All the stuff is there, but it's, yeah. And guys, the guys at Autodesk, they are so smart. They are so much smarter than I am. They're like geniuses, but they have trouble putting themselves in the place of a new learner, a smart person, a hardworking person, but they just start rattling off stuff. Well, if I knew that stuff, I wouldn't need to be watching your tutorials. And so I think they're kind of notoriously not helpful to a new learner. But, they're probably, they make their money off of the big corporate guys who already know a lot of stuff. And so they're teaching to their audience, and that makes sense. I can teach to people that are not their audience, but I kind of lose motivation if every time I put together, it takes hundreds of hours to put together one of these video series. And if I put hundreds of hours into it and then they change the program, it kind of makes it hard. Okay, let's see. We've got, please show the lab the control room. Do you really want to see the lab the control room? Okay, let's see if I can show that. All right, so I think I can come here, and I will probably regret this, but you can see that that is my desk over there, and then this is my overall classroom. You see, I teach, and my room is a horrendous mess. I am very surprised that I have not been fired over the mess that this is in. And then if you want to see my desk, this is the studio. This is the studio. Okay. It is a horrible mess. And you can see I've got notes on the wall. I've got IP addresses. I've got some lighting. Okay. But I do have a good microphone. And behind me I have a green screen. And behind the green screen I have a bunch of junk. Okay. So you got to see the studio. What else have we got going on here? Let me see some more questions. I got another demo to show you here related to the B&O 055, okay? And so give me a second and we'll get over there to that. But let me, okay, Naman wanted to see the control room. There you go. Big Dogs Play. If Fusion is like other Autodesk products, the tools are still there. Yeah, you're right, Big Dog. They just move them around, and I get tired of looking for them. Just like Windows keeps moving things around, and I get tired of looking for it. Windows hit its peak in Windows NT or Windows 2000. And then also mildly acceptable was Windows 7. But I hate Windows 10. I can't tell you how badly I hate Windows 10. Okay, the camera went sad again. The camera went sad again, did it? No, it didn't. Look, let's see. If we come over here to this view, you can see we are still tracking. And then maybe this would be the right view. Okay. You see? We are still tracking. Okay, quaternion pan tilt control for the Nano. Be more verbose in your question. I'm not sure what you're asking, but what you can see is the Nano is controlling the pan tilt here, if that's what you were asking. Okay. Maybe a Raspberry Pi project making a professional weather station. That sounds interesting. The villain den. Okay, yeah. This is my lair where all the magic happens. Okay, so let's see if maybe we can go to a different... You guys are working on the B&O 055. Man, do you realize how hard it is to try to do the control room, a live broadcast, and a live demo? But here is what we are going to try to show you. Okay, and you see I have a major chord problem here. And you can see, those of you guys who are following along, you can see that we have the B&O 055 hooked up to the Arduino Nano, as always. But then what we've done in that series, or what we've been doing in that series, is doing a 3D visualization of this rigid body platform. So whatever this rigid body does in the real world is tracked with a virtual version of it. It's really pretty cool. But now what have I done? Okay, what have I done now? Somebody leave a comment and tell me what this thing is going to do as I answer some more questions. Do I plan on making more videos on how to become a successful engineer? I would love, maybe we should do a live stream on that one day where I can answer your questions. My best advice was in there, man. If you'll do those things, you'll have it made. I absolutely promise you. Okay, hello, Dexter. Hi, Paul. Watch your videos all the time. Good luck. Thank you, 3D Printing. Big Dogs, what's the best advice you can offer to young students considering a career in engineer? Go for it, man. And I've got an entire 20 lesson series on how to be a successful engineer, and it starts in high school. And so if you know some kids that are interested, have them watch those. And even though they're just in high school, have them watch all of them. And even if they don't become engineers, that advice will really help them. So somebody tell me what this gizmo is going to be. Okay. Hey, Sheepalism. Thanks for all the great videos. Okay, well, I appreciate that. Okay, I appreciate that. Okay, I ask a question about the IMU build. If you added all the vectors and magnitudes together, could you replicate a trip between 2 points? Okay, the problem, Flying Irish, the problem is that the B&O 055 gives you rotations. It doesn't give you motion, translation. And if you say take the accelerometer and integrate it twice, that would give you position. But integration works well in math class. It doesn't work well in the real world because you're going to have a little bit of noise and you're going to integrate that noise, and it's going to be a very, very almost impossible signal to use. So you can't get position by double integrating acceleration, if that makes sense. Where to buy that pan tilt servo for the camera plus the Nano? Okay, in the lesson, in fact, I think you could probably get there now. Again, I hate doing things live here. He's asking me where, Quaternion was asking me where we could get the, let's see. I will try to take you there. So if you go to my videos, and if you look at the AI on the Jetson Nano lesson number, are you guys seeing this? I hope you are. Okay, It is lesson number 32. Lesson number 32, even though that video has not been released yet. If you come down here, it will show you the webcam that I'm using. It will show you the pan tilt things. And these things really, they're not much, you know, they really don't cost much at all. And so if you want to hop on over there, you can find this stuff. And those of you who are doing the Jetson Nano lessons can get ready for it. You also need to get, and there's a link for it, but you need to get the servo controller here, which I think was like $6 or something like that. So this stuff is not very expensive. So let's see. I'm getting some more comments here. Where to go to learn about basic electronics? Man, Naman, I really want to do a lesson, a series of lessons on those. I really want to do that, but I have not done that yet. You know, so much of what we're doing is just like code warriors. And what I would really like to do is I would really something I really like, old school electronics. Okay, still waiting to see if you guys can tell me what this thing is going to do. Looks like you have used the IMU to make a self-leveling flying Irish. Yes, this is going to be self-leveling if I turn it on, but I'm talking a lot because I'm kind of afraid to turn it on. I'm really afraid to turn it on. So let's come back over here and see. Okay, guys, I need to go make another cup of coffee. Would you give me 30 seconds to make another cup of coffee? I am parched here, so give me just a second, okay? Okay, the coffee is making. All right. That's very unprofessional to leave in the middle of a broadcast. But then again, many of you tune in just to see the train wrecks. Okay, so those the gizmo looks like it will autocorrect. Yes. Okay, Big Dog's Great Play. Yes. You're being a little generous, Big Dogs, when you say that it is a PID. Because in fact, it is just a P. Okay, it is just barely a P. These servos are kind of glitchy, and so it's hard to do a real PID controller. I'm going to get my coffee now, okay? Yes. Here we go. Okay. Yes, the servos are going to... And now I have rolled over my green screen. Now is usually the time I knock the microphone off and spill my coffee. Okay, let's see here what some other things that we've got here. You considered teaching controlling a robot car. I've not really got into the robotics just because the mechanics work so poorly compared to the electronics. I get frustrated because I can never... I bought that Turtlebot. That was like a $2,000 robot. It's kind of like a hackable version of that vacuum cleaner thing. And man, I worked on that and the robotic operating system, and that was an expensive robot. I could never get it to do the cool things that I wanted it to do. What I wanted to do was have a website, and then anybody in the school could order a coffee, and then my super automatic cappuccino machine, my one-touch cappuccino machine, would make the coffee and then take it to them. So sort of like a really cool project for students to work on and stuff. But the robotics, the mechanics just don't work well enough, and I got frustrated after a couple of years and gave up on it. Do you have a video explaining how you use your video resources? Yeah, I have not done that yet, and the reason is to do the setup like what I have. I use Wirecast. And Wirecast is like $500. And so I haven't found a suitable low-cost alternative to Wirecast. I know there's like Open Broadcast or something like that, but it doesn't quite do what I want it to do. And I don't want to do lessons on something that costs $500 because most people don't have $500. Okay, Flying Irish, thank you. I'm glad, I appreciate the kind words. You considered teaching not a robot car. Hey, Mr. Cap or Mr. Sheepleism, thank you so much. $2. That will buy me some coffee. Really appreciate the super chat there. Okay, okay. You guys are tired of me not turning this thing on. Okay. Okay, I'm scared to turn it on because I'm afraid it's not going to work. All right, do you see this little on-off switch? Will everyone please hold their breath? Please, this time. Will you hold your breath? Okay, here we go. Okay, it kind of went out of control. All right, but look at that. Do you notice it's what? It's flat. What if I tilt it this way? It comes back flat. Uh-huh, boom. What if I roll it the other way? Okay. What if I roll it this way? You see, no matter what I do, it is coming back flat. Can you see that? Now, let me turn it this way. So you see, I can roll it to you, and it comes back. Roll it back. Okay. And then I can pitch it. Okay, do you see how I'm pitching it? How about if I do kind of a crazy roll pitch? Okay. You know what I was trying to do this morning? I was trying to get it to work off of a battery, but it will not work off of a 9-volt battery because running those two servos takes too much. So this is what we're doing on the B&O 055. I'm going to turn it off so it doesn't keep going. But you can see that we've got the basic setup that we've been working with, which is the Arduino Nano and the B&O 055. But then I add these two servos. Well, I didn't want to try to run those servos. I didn't want to try to run the servos off of the Arduino Nano by itself. So I added this little power supply so that I wouldn't be drawing too much current from the Arduino Nano. And so I've got a cord bringing power into the little power supply, and then I am running the Arduino off of the USB power. I tried running the Arduino off of this power supply, and that way I would only have one cord coming up here, but it was kind of glitchy and I couldn't quite get it working this morning. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to have this thing, these two cords are only for power. This thing would work by itself if you put a little battery here. And I tried a 9-volt battery, but the 9-volt battery couldn't run the B&O 55, the Arduino Nano, and the two servos very smoothly. So I decided to put the cords back on for this demo. Okay. Ow! We kind of had a crazy crash there. Okay, it's finding its spot. I need to clean up how it starts. It kind of starts in an awkward position. Okay, but you see it is backtracking. Okay. So let's see what comments I got here. Let's see if I got anybody saying this is I cheated and took a breath. Dick, you can't do that to me, man. You're going to cause this thing to crash. Hello, Mr. Recorder. Adrian, hello. Self-imported coffee beans from Africa. Hey, you know what I do? I don't know if I can. Okay, man, you guys just, you trigger me and then you get me distracted. But I am going to show you what I just did if I can. Okay, it's going to take me a second, but Quaternion, you shouldn't have. How do you expect me to stay on topic when you guys are always getting me off topic? Okay, this is one project that I have over there that I will show you. If I can switch over to this view. For some reason, I am not seeing that view. Okay, let me get out of your way. Does anybody know what that is? That is a vanilla bean. I planted a little vanilla plantation just because I could. And then let me see here. Let me see the other thing as far as importing coffee beans. Because you brought it up. Don't blame me when people bring up things. You know that I am easily distracted. You know how easy it is to distract me. I missed it. Okay. Guys, we're still watching how this thing is working, so if you get tired, just watch the nice demo here. I have to show you my latest project. Besides the vanilla plantation. I get a lot of pictures, so it's hard for me to keep track of them all. And I'm I'm just going to have to show you the very early part of it. I have lost the main picture of its present state of existence. But what I have done is I have planted my very own. Can you guess what I planted my very own? Let's come over here. Where is that silly thing? My own coffee plantation. You see, I have like 100 coffee bushes that have just been planted. So I roast my own coffee, but what I will be doing next is I will, in fact, be growing my own coffee. And so all the seedlings are in. We're probably a couple years away from actually having coffee beans. But let's see here what would be a nice to, and I will get back to the question. So I'm sorry. I got triggered there. Okay. Could you use an IMU to make a gimbal? Well, isn't this kind of a gimbal? I mean, isn't this a little bit of a 2-axis gimbal? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, holding my breath. Okay, nice. Use 2 power supplies. You can disconnect left and right outputs. Yeah, you're probably right, Ralph. Once you start using servos, you've got to really worry about noise. Okay, okay, that sounds good. Big dogs use separate power supplies for the servos. Yeah, the servos generate a lot of noise. Yeah, I'm using a 5-volt supply on the servos, and I'm wondering if they might do better with 6. I would love you to do some Arduino projects like a button box as game controller. Okay, well that is some pretty neat input. Okay, so you guys that are on the BNO 055, this is the project that will be coming up. And then the other thing that you could imagine is, imagine like if you took the BNO 55 and put it on your head, and then if you put the camera on the 2-axis gimbal, and then you had the camera remote, then as you moved your head, the camera would point to where your head was. And then if you had some goggles or something. See, there's a lot of interesting things that this BNO 055 will open up when you start playing with it. Okay, guys, I know I'm kind of rambling here, but I really like to use this opportunity to just kind of touch base and connect with you guys. So let's see where we are here. Let me look at some of the questions. A self-balancing bicycle, okay, that sounds interesting. Worked on my homework. Oh yeah, okay. Opal, welcome. Okay. Use 2 power supplies. Yep. Could you show us how to use a green screen? I think there would be some interest in it. Cap, the best way to do that is with the open broadcast, and that way you don't have to buy the Wirecast. And maybe at some point I will look into doing that. It's just I love Wirecast so much. I don't want to go to the free open broadcast software. Okay, use separate power supplies for the servos. I agree. I would love you to do some Arduino projects. Okay, I've been using a phone power banks to power my Arduino stuff. Had to make a small 50. All right, man, I didn't know anyone still knew about the 555 timer. I would love to do just a series of lessons. A 555 timer is a little IC that costs like 6 cents. And they're, back before we had microprocessors were outside the realm of what normal people could ever hope about doing. There is an incredible array of things you can do with the 555 timer. And I kind of miss that old school stuff where you had a 555 timer, you had NAND gates, NOR gates, logic gates, maybe a programmable logic array or something like that, and you built things old school. Now we just put in a microcontroller, and a lot of that I think is becoming a lost art. The BNO 055 for a self-balancing robot. There's a couple of projects I would really love to do. I would love to do a self-balancing robot. I would really love to go in and do a real formal treatment of a PID motor controller. And like I showed you, the self-balancing platform, that's really just a proportional. Okay, so what I do is I have a desired angle that I want to be at, then I've got a measured angle. The difference between the measured angle and the desired angle is the error. And then I feed back to the servos a fraction of the error. And so like if the error is 10 degrees, the signal that I put to the servo is to change, let's say, half that, 5 degrees. So if my error is 10 degrees, it'll go to 5, it'll go to 2, it'll go to 1, it'll go to 0.5. So it squeezes the error down, and it's all about tweaking those parameters where you get snappy performance that is at the same time stable. So like if you just tried to eliminate the error in one step, you would overshoot and you would get ringing and the thing would go crazy. So it's all about tuning those things. Let's see, like chicken neck. I'm not sure what like chicken neck means. Okay, so another Cap knows the 555 timer. Okay, let's see here, guys. We have been here for a while. I probably need to wrap this thing up in the next 3 minutes. I don't like going over an hour because I know you guys probably have a nice dinner to get to here pretty soon. But if there's any last minute questions, let's see. Yeah, I'd love to, Jonah Gaines, I would love to talk about how to use logic gates, AND gates, NAND gates, NOR gates, exclusive OR gates, 555 timers, doing real functions without using a microcontroller. I would love to teach on the transistor. I would love to teach analog, operational amplifiers. Man, there's some really exciting stuff. One of the things is I've really been toying with the idea of building a colloidal silver generator. And I don't know if you guys know about colloidal silver, but back before there was antibiotics, infections were treated with silver. Silver is like kryptonite to microbes, and it doesn't hurt the human body. But as we got into penicillin and antibiotics, the silver was forgotten. But now you have these strains of antibiotic resistant microbes that are like killing people, and there's no antibiotic that will kill them, and people have forgotten about our old friend silver. And so I would really like to start working with building these nano, this silver, colloidal silver, these nano silver solutions. And I played around with it, and man, they are just absolutely amazing. But I'd like to build like the ultimate colloidal silver generator using operational amplifiers and transistors and so forth. Okay, yes, about control systems. Some of you guys know about this. Okay, anyway, I think chicken neck equal gimbal. Okay, I see what you're saying. I thought maybe somebody was saying I had a chicken neck. Okay, so maybe I do. I don't know. Okay, guys, I probably need to wrap this up. Thanks a lot. You guys leave me a comment if you would like to do more live chats, live streams. I haven't done one in a while. I have a lot of fun when I do them, but I haven't done one in a while. And so if you would like to see that, leave me a comment. So as always, this is Paul McWhorter from TopTechBoy.com, and I will talk to you guys later.